What is going on, Lucid fans? Welcome back to Trending Stocks. Today I want to go over the data points, what they're truly saying, and some latest updates from Lucid, and given the circumstances, where things might be going from here. Before I do, make sure you guys hit that thumbs up and subscribe. I always greatly appreciate that. Without further ado, let's get right to it. So it is really wanting to be very much green today, and for the most part over the last several days, it's been wanting to transition from the lower to the higher percentile of the Bollinger Band, and there is a lot of big resistance at $8.20. So hopefully it does break that today. It really desperately wants to, but most likely what is going to happen today, a little bit more of a consolidation and then retry again possibly early next week. Just my own interpretation, of course, but some latest updates as far as Lucid specific news. There isn't anything, unfortunately, other than that recent SEC filing, so the definitive 14A that did come out on the 13th. But outside of that, though, this is the only thing that did come out, saying that Apple CarPlay is standard on every Lucid Air. And I think this is a very much good thing, but a little bit more overdue. But generally speaking, I think that's going to raise the customer satisfaction, and I think that's definitely the way to do it, in my opinion. Outside of that, though, they are really starting to advertise now a lot more of their ready-to-deliver vehicles. And I'm sure you guys are aware of my stance on that. I'm not a big fan of this. So Air Grand Touring, I already do know that in reality, it's a little bit more of a flop potentially. But now it is showing Air Tourings as well. So potentially something a little bit more of a concerning factor there. But like I said in the past, I think Lucid is trying to learn what their niche is and what the market truly wants. And I think no matter what, 2023 is going to be very big for Lucid because they're going to be having the Gravity launch and also the Pure. And no matter how you spin it or whatever it is, the Pure is the way to go. And that's definitely going to be the biggest driver for Lucid this year alone. So let me know your thoughts on that. But when it comes down to it, I'll give you a quick update on some other information, such as shorts. So short score is currently 85. Utilization is 100%. Market just opened around 15 minutes ago, and shorts are already increasing 208,000 shares. 21.81 is the short interest, which is a percentage of the free float. 140 million shares being shorted, which overall puts it at $1.14 billion worth of shorts. So definitely a significant amount there. As far as options activity, of course, like I said, the market just opened, so it's not really relevant here. I will show you yesterday's just to give you a good perspective. So as you can see yesterday, there was a lot more calls being purchased. And of course, I think that's one thing that's been kind of plaguing Lucid a little bit, that there was a lot more puts being purchased, insinuating downside. But it does look like over the last couple of days, things have really changed as far as this. So like I said, the market just opened, and there's been two transactions, 662 and 125,000, and this is on the secondary market. And as of yesterday, there was only one big transaction, and that was 6.62. And you can always look at the bid and the ask, and that does indicate that based on the sale price, this was a buy. And as far as dark pool, I will give you a quick update on that. So as far as dark pool, there's been 3 transactions already today, so definitely going to be very active. But of course, dark pool is very much linked to shorting. But outside of that, as I've said, most likely there's a good indication to assume that the Gravity is in fact going to come out this week, or at least next week, my apologies. So next week, by the end of the quarter, this is what they did say in the Q3 earnings. Q4, they just said is coming soon. So in my opinion, if I was to make a safe bet, it would be within Q1. Of course, I'm not a financial advisor, so make sure you guys do your own due diligence at the end of the day. As far as this shows, number of retail investors for the most part is flat. So definitely they've been taking advantage of these discounted prices. Stochastic, though, it went from very much oversold to very much neutral-ish, but if it does continue on this trend, then it will have to consolidate based on that. But there's a nice deviation, so black line above the red showing a nice bullish sentiment is at least behind the scenes. But generally speaking, like I've already said in the past, it does really want to break out, and it does have a lot of good support and reasoning to do so. So I think in general, Lucid is a very good investment, and you can even tell based on a lot of articles that have been coming out about Lucid, it all shows and signals that there is a lot of good significant value. But they also do acknowledge some of the risks as far as demand. So for instance, me bringing this up right here, it definitely does show that there is a little bit more of a demand issue with some of their vehicles. But like I already said, I think it's a learning mistake, or a learning curve, if you want to call it that, because 2022 they made some mistakes, they learned from it, and they are growing from it. Of course, they can't really backtrack and take back the Air Grand Touring, but what they could do is learn from their mistakes. So I think in general, Lucid is still a newer company and they're just trying to learn. So in general, bigger picture, Lucid is the way to go. My own opinion, of course, based on that. But given the circumstances and my good old crystal ball, I do anticipate it to break past this 820 next week. And most likely, with that being said, it will be trading between the 820 and 1009. Won't have enough to get over that 1009 next week because there won't be any real catalyst unless they truly do come out with the gravity and it's a good price point. Then yes, I could easily see around the $10 range, if not a little bit higher. But most likely next week is going to be a very positive week. And I think in general, now that Powell has spoken about his plans for the rest of more so the year and potentially even going into next year, I think ultimately a lot of stocks can calm a little bit. And as I've said in the past, a lot of current investors just don't think bigger picture or even remember what happened last week. So I think as soon as Monday rolls around, people are going to forget all about Powell, and in reality this is where stocks such as Lucid are just going to go up very, very fast. But of course, I could be wrong. Let me know your thoughts on all that in the comments below. Give yourself a shout out if you have been buying, selling, or where you see things going. Give yourself a shout out in the comments below. If you do like my channel and support the growth, take a look at my memberships, link in the description below, or just hit the join button at the bottom of the screen. One final thing I just wanted to share with you, there is a good promo with moomoo. I've been really pushing this because this is only up until March 31st, and all you have to do, open up an account and you get one free stock. Each stock is valued up to $2,000. Even if you just do that in among itself, it is a complete no-brainer. Link in the description below, and also I'll put it in the comments. Plus, if you just want to throw $100 at it, you do clearly, as you can see, get additional free stocks. So let me know your thoughts on all of that. Don't forget to hit that thumbs up like I said, and without further ado, let's all make a lot of money on Lucid.